Hi everybody, I'm Jack and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. Well, as you can see by the background, I'm back in Alabama. Although these videos are coming out intermittently, there'll be Woodstock, there's videos. I didn't want to share all the Woodstock just one after another, so there'll be little ones in between, so I'm not exactly sure when this will come out. But to put it in perspective, this is the first video I've shot since I've been back in Alabama, so it's possible that it could get to where you see one of these before you see one of me at Woodstock, just to put these in a time frame, sort of. Yeah, it's back here, first day back, and got in yesterday afternoon late, and it's kind of a rainy day out there. But anyhow, I wanted to talk today about why I'm not a raw vegan fanatic. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, I'd appreciate if you'd hit that subscribe button now. Click on the little bell and check send notifications so you will stay subscribed to the channel. Oh, also too, right quick before I get started, as you can see, the man in black today, I got my t-shirts in and some of my gear in. Now it's going to change a little bit, and I'm not going to get into that too much, but I'll just show you a little bit. There's the hat. And let's see if I can get you a look at the shirt and then frame myself back up. Raw Tropical Living. Now I'm real happy. I'm happy with everything. I'm checking the quality from what I've seen so far, though. I'm happy with what I've got. But the thing being, everybody's like, oh, I like it. But I met with, went to a seminar last week at Woodstock with a branding expert in there, and he showed me a few things. And for a reason, I won't get into the whole detail of it right now. He suggested there might be a better version of this because for branding purposes, one of the words kind of just blends in. So anyhow, this is just the first go, but I wanted to share that with you. You know, I get new people all the time subscribing to the channels, and then I'll get I get questions from time to time, and I think people kind of like my style of not being so you know, dogmatic on this thing. But I just kind of want to explain again, for anybody that may have not heard me talk about it before, why I'm not a raw vegan fanatic, why I'm not like just pounding that raw vegan message in every video, and why I kind of tend to talk about stuff that isn't raw, you know, like plant-based, cooked or not, you know, just good solid whole food, plant-based nutrition. And it's basically very simple. I'm a pragmatist, and you know, it's just not practical. You know, whatever your views might be on the raw vegan lifestyle, and it's funny, people are wildly for it and people are just passionately against it. For me, I just don't understand. You choose your path. I don't ever understand, you know, one person getting mad at the other side for the way they do their lifestyle. Eat how you want to eat. But I say it because from a practical aspect is I want to reach out and I want to offer as much, you know, practical information, health information that can potentially save lives, or not, you know, or even turn people on to resources that have more scientific, much better information than mine that can save lives. Now, the practical part of it is no matter how much we as raw vegans think this is the best diet ever, or even if we do or if we don't, practically speaking, not a huge percent of people in their life are going to eat a raw vegan diet. It's just not going to happen. Doesn't matter how much you want it, doesn't matter how much you wish it, doesn't matter how much you pound that raw vegan message every day. There's going to be people, there's people that are not going to do it because it is, I won't say it's a difficult lifestyle to follow, but for a number of different reasons, it can be complicated in people's lives, and maybe their priority isn't there to where they want to do it, or maybe they just want, you know, like I say, this health thing, and I'm taking this from Don Bennett. I've been stealing a few things last videos, but he said it a good way. There's a whole spectrum of this plant-based diet. How much do you want to get? How far do you want to go? That's not for me to decide for somebody else. I just want to give as much information and share as much stuff out there so that people will just take better care of themselves and move towards a plant-based lifestyle. You know, there's a very small percentage of people that are ever going to come to a fully plant-based lifestyle, much less raw vegan. Now, when I talk about stuff like this, I think sometimes people think, well, maybe he's not all that passionate, or maybe he doesn't believe in this raw vegan lifestyle. And it's quite the contrary. Just returning from Woodstock fruit festival where I've been, pretty much living on fruit for the last week up until a couple of days ago. Well, with salads in the evening or whatever. I'm even more convinced than ever. I mean, I've felt phenomenal. The proof is in when I got back to the States yesterday. I was in Pensacola and I needed to go do a few errands. And normally I would have gone down to my little vegan restaurant and eaten, some cooked vegan food. And it actually probably some cooked vegan food that was a little bit higher in fat and probably had some oil in there because of just a regular vegan restaurant. But my body had no desire to do that. So I went to this little store that I've probably mentioned before, Everman's, to pick up a few supplies, and I knew I could get a smoothie there. So I just got a smoothie and a simple salad dressing at the salad bar, and I'll just throw a little something in. Just because they didn't have much, I said, well, I'm not freaky on this. 1 time, 2 times isn't going to hurt you. So I put a little balsamic vinegar on there, and I kind of could feel that on the way home yesterday afternoon in my mouth. That's neither here nor there, like I say, but I like to share and I like to be as transparent as possible. But then I got home last night, and what did I do? I ate probably about 4:30 yesterday afternoon. I ate a big bowl of ice cream, and then last night, maybe, I don't know, felt like a little something more of about 2 hours later. So I cut up about 5 of these little Atolfo mangoes that I picked up in Pensacola. So for me, I might, after the Woodstock Fruit Festival, I might even be dropping into a more raw place than I've been usually when I'm here in the States. I've been visiting. If you've been watching my channel for some time, up until about 6 weeks ago, you'd see me here every once in a while, and my focus could be different because I was only going to be here for 2 weeks. Now I'm going to be here for a while. So I think after Woodstock, I'm going to be even eating higher raw than I was before. But that's me. And a lot of the things that I study, that I'm applying to my life, that I experiment with, is just things people are not going to do. They're not going to take the time to do it. Maybe people out there have families, they have lives, they have obligations, and they sometimes, priority people, you can't tell somebody else what their priorities are. So I don't want to just kind of niche the thing down, have it so narrow that people would feel like, okay, well, if I'm not raw vegan, or I just don't really have anything to gain from what he's saying or from his channel, because it's just raw vegan all the time. That's why I like to give kind of little practical tips. And I would even like to expand that in the future with subjects I'm talking about, and maybe even recipes. Like recipes are kind of out of my skill set, but I'm working on potentially, like I said, I need to add something else to the task. And this might be a slower one, but I'm actually kind of working on a little recipe book now. But this is mostly for salad dressings. But what the point I'm getting at is, there's a roundabout way to there, is I would like to, especially as the winter comes, I might try to play with some recipes and show some food options. Maybe it's not just recipes, but just show how to take some of the recipes that are out there and, adapt them. Like you could use certain aspects of them, but you could use it in a cooked form and you could use it in a raw form, because, then you have more opportunities for sharing. I thought one good example would be when I first got back to the States, I made Melissa's pad thai one night. And for me, I used my zoodles and I used my and cucumber and carrot. But for my mom, used the same dressing, and I just got her these little like these little Asian rice noodles or something like that, because I didn't think, she's not a raw foodist, so I didn't think it would be there. But very easy, make one sauce and then you have a couple of different options there. Like I say, I just want to meet people where they are and help them as much as I can. Not many people are going to ever be fully raw vegan. If you're high raw vegan, that's great. I would highly, though, encourage, even though I still don't harp on it, because you can't beat people over the head with information, I would highly encourage you to follow a fully plant-based lifestyle, and you can probably get more eloquent explanations of the science and whatever from other people, such as, Dr. Greger, T. Colin Campbell, and people like that. But yeah, it's just always going to be like and like I say, I watch a lot of raw vegan people from time to time. As I told you, I don't watch a lot of videos, but I try to get a variety of how people are doing it. And even with me, it just doesn't resonate with me with the ones that is just all raw all the time. Because, you know, when I am having time to watch videos, I want to pick up a little knowledge myself that I can pass along, because that's always what I'm doing. I mean, I'm not trying to grab other people's information and knock it off as mine. You know, I'm already saying that, but it's always about sharing. It's always about getting people to a better place of health than they are right now. And I just don't want it to ever be like, okay, well, if I'm not raw vegan, you know, he just doesn't care anything about me, or he doesn't have any information to share with me. We can't, like I say, let me stress that again. We can't beat people over the head with this message. As much as you become passionate about anything, there's a reasonable approach to win people's minds over to things, or to present the strongest case and a solid case and a factual case for people to doing that, and screaming at people and telling them you got to eat this way, or this will kill you, and this is like, you know, the wildly exaggerated stuff and the extreme stuff. That's only going to resonate with a very small percentage of people. And it kind of, to be quite honest, when I've been around any groups, or when I go to channels that are just like too hardcore on that, it's just it's too heavy-handed, and I can see how you're just, you know, that approach is just not going to reach a lot of people. And it doesn't matter how passionate you are. If you're passionate but you have a bad approach to getting your point across, it doesn't help anybody. You might have the best knowledge in the world, and that, like, you might have the answers, you might have better information, but if you're presenting it in a way that's abrasive to other people, or they just, you know, you turn other people off, then somewhat your message is useless, because no matter how factual it is or how correct it is, people are going to tune out, because they don't want to hear, they don't want to be berated, they don't want to be told they're stupid for eating this or that. You know, you don't win a lot of people's hearts and minds over by telling them they're stupid about things. So anyhow, like I say, from time to time, I just like to kind of clarify what this channel's about, and, you know, my intentions and how I like to share here. So, and that's what I will continue to do. Hope you guys enjoyed this one today. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up, and I will see you again tomorrow. Peace.